Oh well. So we will actually get GoTV Relay for that match, and I will just take it away with the pistol round until the GoTV Relay is ready. Of course, this is Expert Gaming against Flipside Tactics, and Flipside has to start on the terrorist side. Expert Gaming takes it away on the easier CT side. Flipside exchanged the first frags on the B apartments. Stigwow only got one out of that. Jumpy captured the bomb site successfully, and now he's hopping up. byoc with one as well on short, but he can't finish him off. Spitty's still alive with 44 HP. Relic now goes to work and gets rid of him. And Spitty's still on short, still working, but he gets ambushed from behind as well. It's a 3v2 situation. Jumpy, Relic and Hydrox just need to hold on to the planted bomb for the first round in favor of Flipside Tactics. byoc fires away onto the first one, doesn't get it. Yakin still on the bomb spot, still dancing around with the terrorists, but they dance better like him. It is all their walls. Relic wastes the last few seconds and gets the frag as well. And as we witness the first few save rounds, I have to figure out the GoTV issues. And oh, Stigwow with a nice CZ75 action on the B bomb site. Takes out two of the terrorists, and maybe Flipside is up for an upset. Yakin with a headshot onto Hydrox. It's a 2v4 situation. Relic and Jumpy to save the day for Flipside, but Relic goes down to base, and Yakin with another scout shot takes out Jumpy. And makes it 1-1. Expert Gaming hangs in there and makes it 1-1 in favor of no one. Actually, I still have to chat. And this completely turned south for Flipside, winning the pistol round with a struggle, and then losing the second round to Expert Gaming. And Stigwow and byoc now take out two. Relic with one back. He couldn't get the weapon though, that got dropped. And Yakin takes out byoc with a nade. Relic and Hydrox remain. Finally, Relic got himself the Galil into the hands, while Hydrox is trying to bait one in from short. He doesn't do it successfully, so the two terrorists hang out in the middle. They have the bomb in their back, but they can't do anything right now. They still need to get an opening frag on the bomb sites, and they are looking for the frag into short. Relic can't find it though. They are walking together. Look at that small tower by Relic and Hydrox, and Spitty is right next to them. They just don't know it. Hydrox covers the window while Relic is covering short. Great positioning by the two. And wow, Spitty goes to work onto Relic. Hydrox fires away with P250 but can't connect the frag. 24 HP remaining, and he knows he's in middle of trouble coming his way, and he can't finish off anyone anymore. 2-1 now in favor of Expert Gaming. But another save round by the terrorists is needed. They couldn't plant the bomb last round, so they need to stick with the pistols. Skippy is still holding his scout. And he is supported by base with an M4A4 headshot. Spitty now working his way with the Galil and makes it a 3-1 scoreline in favor of Expert Gaming, upsetting the Swedish side of Flipside Tactics. And the two obviously have faced off in the ESEA Open Intermediate Season 16 already. And Expert Gaming went down 16-12 on Nuke. And a nice shot by Jumpy to open up the round, but Skippy answers back with a hit of his scout. That certainly isn't enough to take out the AWP player of the Terrorists, who just goes down to 64. But at least he shows that he's on top of his aim right now, as Jumpy showed that he is hot as well. Relic goes down to 46 HP to a nade, but he answers back with one onto Spitty. He gets flashed a little bit as well, but only loses 12 HP. In fact, Expert Gaming still has a nice hold on the A bomb site, while the Terrorists are trying to make their way towards the B bomb site, where only StigWow is waiting for them. But as I stated, the CTs have caught the action and they are rotating two players into the B bomb site, one at apartments and one in kitchen, while Flipside is slowly checking out B apartments, working their way forward to the windows. Spitty is waiting for them eagerly, holding his rifle up into the face of the Terrorists, and he gets the first frag onto Sabe. Barsik and company now storm in. He gets a frag onto Spitty, instantly takes out his bomb to plant it as soon as possible, and he goes down to Skippy. Deagle worked for him, and Yakin disposes of Jumpy on the other side of the hole in the wall. Hydrox still trying to make his way forward, but he collects the AWP and lets the CTs defuse the bomb rather than risking his life pushing forward. And yeah, but the first weapon round now, the second weapon round, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted by Skype. Flipside with the second weapon round now. And Expert Gaming lose their first man on B short. Another one goes down to Jumpy's AWP, who is really on top of his aim right now. StigWow had 3 lined up, but could only get 1 frag. Another one is killed on window by him, but Hydrox takes him out with a HE grenade, and Hydrox with the next one to follow it up onto Jakin. Skippy against 3 Terrorists, and he gets the first one. Relic was running away from the bomb site, then got sprayed down by that AK-47. Skippy now pushing into the bomb site, but Jumpy at Forest is scoped down and gets a frag easily. No trouble for Jumpy. So, another weapon round. Skippy already dead on the CT, but Base and Yakin pushed the middle together and got off with 2 frags in favor of the CTs. Relic is down to 27 right now. And Expert Gaming keeps spraying into the smoke. Yakin picks up the frag onto Relic. Makes it a 2v4, now a 1v4 situation. Yakin just being too strong on those stairs. He walks them up and down. Collects a frag each time he reaches the top and then goes back to safety once again. Sabe is standing still at a main entrance. And Expert Gaming obviously closed it round out 5-2, the scoreline right now. And it looks very good for them, even though it's the CT side on Mirage. We won't judge that game just now. But if Yakin keeps playing like he is right now, it will be a very hard task for Flipside to overcome him on the A bomb side. That's why they are going for the B bomb side in this echo round. They are pushing through the smoke. 2 players oppose them. It will be 2 dead players. Stigwow and Spitty go down instantly after Flipside entered the bomb side, but Skippy is still there with the AWP. He takes out Relic through the box and opens it up a little bit, but the bomb goes down nonetheless. 3v4 situation in favor of the terrorists, but they only have 2 rifles in their hands, one on Jumpy and one on Hydrox, and Hydrox takes out Yakin with that. byoc now teases the CTs a little bit. They are still retaking the bomb side despite the number advantage in favor of the terrorists, and base gets 2 frags entering the bomb side in a 1v4 situation. byoc though has him pinned down with the scope and takes him out with the AWP. Flipside on the board again with a 3rd round and make it 5-3. The Swedish squad refuses to give in to the Norwegians, and with that save round they make their way back towards a respectable scoreline. And Jumpy stays on top of his aim, gets a frag onto Skippy to open up the round, and CTs with probably the last save round as Jumpy gets another close quarter shot onto Stigwow and the B bomb side. Great stuff by him, opening up the bomb side on his own, and he's keeping his scope pinned down on the Expert Gaming member. Spitty goes down, and Flipside Gaming has captured the A bomb site as well with 2 frags by Relic, while Jumpy was working his way through B without troubles. Relic demolished the rest of the squad with a 2k, and the CTs of Expert Gaming now need to save, and this is the perfect chance for Flipside to equalize the score again. But as we have seen before, the echo rounds can prove to be upsetting at times. The terrorists are taking a lot of time capturing middle, and they're inching their way forward, still have their eyes pinned down on window. They expect the players to show up. Relic gets a first one and a second, no problem for him. Base goes down as well, and it's a 3v5 situation. Now Relic wants to get boosted up, even though he has expanded a little bit of his HP already. He's down to 35 now. He needs to watch out to not go down. And Flipside smokes themselves up. byoc doesn't get Yakin though, as he was standing in the corner. byoc didn't expect Yakin to be there. Spitty gets another frag onto Jumpy as Hydrox takes out Relic with an unfortunate nade. It is a 1v2 situation, and Stigwow is about to make it a 1v1. The bomb is dropped right in front of him. He fired away onto Sape, made him down to 3 HP already, and Stigwow now down to 52 thanks to that nade. All the 2 terrorists are now lining up for Stigwow. He's dancing around and he doesn't get the frag, but Hydrox gets another team frag. Unlucky round for him. Flipside Gaming still win it and make it 5-5, but Hydrox with 2 team kills, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Expert Gaming almost upset Flipside, and now I'm fully there. Now I'm not distracted anymore at all, and I can bring you all the action for the remainder of the match. Hydrox with the first, but Relic already down to 13 HP on the same time. Skippy is down as well to 13 HP as Digwow with a lengthy backstab. He made his way all from the B bomb side all the way into the terrorist spawn, and he got his first frag just now. Now he's retreating again. And perfect play by him to punch into the direction of the terrorist and then evade again. So they actually can't waste that much time to recapture the middle, as they only have 3 more players. They can't expand any more players as well. And at the same time, he's already in their head. He's always in their head. He can push in from the back, and that's why they worry so much. Yakin gets a frag onto Safe. Spitty covers from above, and Spitty in the middle of the bomb site gets another frag. Great work by Skippy and Spitty to finish off the round. Expert Gaming back on top again in a 6-5. Right now, the Swedish side keeps trading blows to the Norwegians, but the CTs come out on top eventually. But they need to string 2 or even 3 rounds together, and if they want to have a nice halftime score, they aim for a 9-6 scoreline even. So still a lot of work to do for Expert Gaming on the CT side, while Flipside is trying hard to work their way back, and obviously Jumpy with his scope was a big factor in doing that. He was playing so great in this match so far. There's really nothing you could ask of him anymore basically, but Flipside needs him to win that game. And he's pinned his crosshair to side A to cover his teammate while they are going through short into the B bomb side, and he misses the shot. Now fires away a second, no, not really a second time, just keeps joining his team in the advance to the B bomb side, and finally goes down to a base who just barely saw him through the smoke. Skippy and company need to work on the B bomb side though. Relic with an opening frag made it a 2v3, and the bomb is not dropped so far. Relic goes down now to base, who is coming in from behind, and the terrorists are slowed down too much by the CTs in the B bomb side. The rotation is there already, and Yakin gets a frag onto Hydrox to finish off the round. Expert Gaming make it 7-5. And the CTs bolstering a little money in their accounts, while the terrorists are left saving with the pistols. 2 P250s in their hands though. Sape and Relic eager to get some frags in that save round. As Flipside enters the A bomb site through the apartments, they're firing away at Skippy, but Skippy gets the better of Sape. Barcy goes down as well. Relic the only one to answer back, and it's a 2v4 situation, but at least Flipside got the planned base with the next one, and he still knows that Hydrox is around there somewhere, but Hydrox plays it very nicely. He now draws the fire to the other direction and is caught in the middle of the 4 CTs. No chance for him. The bomb gets defused, and Expert Gaming do what I was asking of them. They strung 3 rounds together, and now it's Flipside's time to shine again in the second last round of the half. It is time for the Swedes to get themselves on the board again and make it 8-7, and give us a really hard and a really nice match here on the DreamHackSummer Bring Your Own Computer Qualifier Final. Spitty with the opening frag onto Hydrox in middle. The CTs gathered a lot of information, and the frag, don't forget about that. Jumpy might fake them a little bit with a cheeky kill. He was standing in the flames, his feet were burning already, but he still got the frag onto Skippy, and what a nice shot that was through that really small gap. Nice things happening on this server right now, and most of those nice things get triggered by Jumpy. And another shot, as I was saying it, he took out base on the A bomb site. It looks like Jumpy is once again working on a bomb site on his own, and he seems to open it without having company. And another shot by Jumpy onto Yakin. Now finally he goes down to Spitty, but it's a 2v3 situation. And Flipside now making their way towards the B bomb site. Stigwow on top of that box in a very unfortunate position. Goes down to Relic in the end after taking out basic. And it's a 2v1 situation. The CT is still not out of that. Spitty still living. But as I say that, Relic puts him to the floor with a headshot. Once again, it is Jumpy with 3 and Relic with 2 that win a round single-handedly and put Flipside up to the 6th round. And a nice cuddle by Jumpy and Relic. After they have won 2 rounds together, they decided to go and kiss it a little bit in spawn. Finally, they figured out how to loosen that knot and start moving to where they are meant to move. And this is the middle split. Stigwow with a cheeky push into B apartments. He gets himself 2 frags on the board and 2 very important frags. A bomb gets dropped in B apartments. Stigwow just needs to hold them, but he gives away his life to Jumpy, and Hydrox got him 1 in between as well. It's a 3v3 again, and the CTs just need to rotate while the terrorists are still not having the bomb in their hands. Jumpy is waiting in kitchen and he puts down Skippy, but then goes down to Yakin in turn. Base now against Hydrox at the bomb, and he gets the frag. Sabe is the last man standing for the Swedish squad. He's still got 45 seconds on the clock. Perfectly possible for him to clutch that if he gets the opening frag. That's the big question, and if the smoke goes away early enough. That is really okay. It just vanishes as I say that, and Sabe gets a headshot onto Yakin. Pre-fires a little bit, but doesn't get the shot off onto Base, who prevails and makes it 9-6 in favor of Expert Gaming. Great stuff by them. 18 frags for Yakin, 13 frags for Base. And on the other side we have Flipside with Relic on 13, Jumpy on 13, and Hydrox on 10. And this is the best scoreline that we could hope for. It is 9-6, as I said. This is the standard, or more or less standard, scoreline on Mirage. And it proves to be a very close match, and I hope it continues like that. Expert Gaming now on the terrorist side. They start off with a B train. They have left 1 player at A. I'm not quite sure what his function will be, but we will see in a few seconds as Basic takes him out. It was the simplest decoy ever. Just stay there and die. While Flipside is on a retake in a 4v3 situation. They are flashing Forest to death. The little wall at the back of the bomb site. Skippy tries to get a cheeky kill in, and he gets a headshot. Base with 1 as well. It's suddenly only Jumpy and Hydrox standing, but Jumpy gets himself the frag onto Skippy. It's a 2v1 situation. Hydrox still standing for the CTs as Jakin gets rid of Jumpy, and he takes out Hydrox as well. 10-6 in favor of the terrorist squad of Expert Gaming. And now Flipside need to upset them like the CTs did in the 2nd round. They need the 2nd round upset if they want to stay in that game. Let's see if Flipside can do that. Skippy only has a CSAT 75, Spitty only a P90, so this might be possible for Flipside if they catch the terrorists in a wrong moment. But as you can see on the map, Flipside has got 4 players at the B bomb site and only 1 is holding the A bomb site, while everybody of Expert Gaming is pushing into the A bomb site, and there is nothing that Jumpy could do. He cleaned so many bomb sites by himself, but he certainly couldn't hold that bomb site on his own against 5 terrorists. Now the rotation by Flipside comes in. 2 from CT spawn, 1 from middle, and 1 is simply holding window area. I highly doubt the terrorists will take the risky route, and I think they just going to exit the bomb site through the gift shop. Terrorists spawn. Expert Gaming still expected a ninja defuse by the CTs. That's why Stig and company stayed so long And they were looking at the bomb so long to prevent the CTs from sneaking a player in there with a defuse kit and maybe even get a defuse in before the CTs, before the terrorists can kill him. Flipside with another save round in the third round of the second half here in the Bring Your Own Computer final on the DreamHackSummer venue. The winners will obviously, both teams already qualified for the main event, but I think the winners will play against Aligon and the loser will play against Navi. And Expert Gaming goes for a B strategy. This time there are 5 CTs waiting for them. One of them is byoc with a headshot for Yakin. He says thank you and goes to death. Stigwow and company still pushing the bomb site. Save from above, takes out 2. But base is still there with a double kill. He saves the day for Expert Gaming and wins that temporarily 1v2 situation in the B bomb site. That happened so fast. Flipside almost got the round, but in the end base was proving too strong and makes it 12-6. Flipside down 6 rounds, but they are on the CT side, so they could perfectly come back from that position. We have seen things that seem more impossible than that. As the terrorists are going for a build up in middle, they're jumping into the window and sending 2 players through that, trying to separate the CTs from one another. Base is the one to follow it up, but he just got 1 frag there onto Relic. He didn't get the frag that he was supposed to get, but another one there onto Hydrox. Base is still hanging in there for Expert Gaming, even though the rest of his squad already got disposed of. Now finally Save puts a stop to him and makes Flipside get their 7th round on the board. 12-7 it is, and the terrorists probably go for a force buy, at least. In my opinion, they could go for an AK or Galil on 2 players and just try their luck. They just don't want to expend that kind of money, and they stay with it for the next few rounds. Go for the P250 strategy. While we take a look at the scoreboard, we see Jumpy with 16, Relic with 14, Hydrox with 12. On the other side we have Base and Yakin with 20 each, Skippy and Stigwell with 10 and 12, and the last one would be Spitty with 9, byoc and Save with 7 and 5. Overall leveled scoreline, except for the 2 carrying players on Expert Gaming. And wow, Expert Gaming once again makes it a 3v3 in the save round, but Flipside obviously shouldn't have any problems disposing of the rest there. Save and byoc make it look easy. And Stigwell, the last man standing in mid-A, he gets killed by Save without problems. Flipside make it 8-12 and win the Echo rounds. That was the least that we could expect. Flipside Gaming obviously won the last matchup between them and the Norwegian squad. It was on nukes though, if I remember correctly. And maybe Expert Gaming have worked on their strategies a little bit. I'm not sure. The thing that CSGO Launch couldn't edit is there is simply not enough time for people to bet. As we see Jumpy disposing of 2 more terrorists, he racks up his frag count and he gets a frag onto base as well. Makes it a 4v1. Skippy, the last man standing for the terrorists, and he's just entered underpass. Now goes back towards short and tries to catch a CT off guard. And he gets the headshot onto byoc through the wall, but he stays alive with 10 HP. Now Flipside Gaming know where Skippy is hiding at, and they could move in, but they know that they have got the bomb, so there's no need to worry for them. They can leave Skippy to creep around in middle, and he's lagging a little bit, at least in my screen. Now he finally gets a frag on the basic that he put down to 10 HP before. And he smokes up B kitchen to fake a little bit for the CTs. Misses a little jump. Gets naded at as well while the CTs are taking care of kitchen. That smoke was enough to draw one player away. But then Hydrox takes him out in underpass, and that's it for Skippy for this round. 12-9 only the scoreline, and the terrorists will probably save this round, so this is a chance for Flipside to make it 10-12. Jumpy is on top of his aim. It's just a pleasure to watch him. He hits every single shot, no matter how hard it is. And well, that was really quick. They entered the bomb site and 4 frags in an instant. Flipside has disposed of that save round by Expert Gaming. No upsets this time, and the Norwegians with the next weapon round ahead. Skippy with the AWP. He's trying to silence Jumpy. That is really starting to nag Flipside Gaming a little bit. Expert Gaming. But Skippy gets smoked off and needs to retreat. Jumpy on the other side has got free vision onto middle. And now Base with the first exchange of fire. He gets a frag onto Basic, then goes down to Hydrox. It's a 4v4 again, but Hydrox is down to 14 HP. Again, great job by Base, but on the same account, Jakin is down to 12. So the HP couldn't be more equal on the two teams right now. And yeah, not much happening right now. The B-bomb site got left open by the CTs. Jumpy goes down to Stigwow, and Stigwow with another one opens it up completely. The bomb goes down, and suddenly the terrorists have captured themselves a B-bomb site without even doing too much. Basically, they just walked in, and when Stigwow reached the end of the B-bomb site, he needed to pick up 2 frags, but that was certainly not early enough. Relic and Hydrox decide to do the wise thing and save the weapons. After Flipside took 4 in a row, they give 1 away again, and this makes it to a 4-4 scoreline in the half and a 13-10 scoreline overall. And I think Flipside has something in their mind for us to upset Expert Gaming a little bit in the future. They certainly have enough money to buy up, and Jumpy should be very cheery and should pull and drag his team to the front and motivate them a little bit. It's always important to have that one player that is on the top of the team not only look down at the rest, but try to cheer them on and say, you know, screw that, we're gonna win it. And if not, then I will win it alone or something like that. Something funny that the teammates will get their head into the game and that will cheer them on. And Base, the opening fragger for Expert Gaming, gets the better of Hydrox. And Spitty with a one shot onto Jumpy. That was just insane. Relic goes down as well. He follows it up as well. Base with 1 HP. Basic and Sabe on the other side of the CTs. They get killed rather quickly. Spitty takes out Basic and Sabe, the last man standing for the CTs. The last hope in this weapon round. He picks up the AWP of Jumpy. And Expert Gaming probably win that round. They have planted the bomb already, and Sabe won't try to retake that bomb site at all. Even though Base is down to 1 HP, it is very far-fetched if Sabe would try that, and the terrorists are actually going for a defensive style of peeking. They sneak into B apartments where Sabe is actually scoping at. And he gets a shot onto Yakin. Great shot it was into the head. And now he just missed a shot and he needed to go back to avoid the rifle, and Skippy was still there with the AWP. Very unlucky for Sabe to not save that AWP for Jumpy. That would have been a really nice name with number 9. You're really entertaining, thanks. And Expert Gaming make it 14-10. Only 2 rounds separate them from being the number 1 team in the Bring Your Own Computer qualifier. Hydrox with a refrag after Jumpy opened up the round once again. The bomb got planted in a 3v4 situation and the CTs just now come in with the rotation. Relic with the first one onto Stigwow. Yakin and Skippy still there, and one is in the B apartments. Yakin is sitting at the car and Yakin gets the first. Now they need to get rid of him. He was covering the AWP of Skippy, and Skippy now needs to smoke off the window. He does that, and he was trying to go for the bomb diffuser, but it wasn't able to scope in fast enough. Relic got the better of him while Hydrox was defusing. And Flipside jump onto the Norwegians once again after giving 2 rounds to them. The CTs show that they are still in the game. They are still eager to win that, even though they have qualified already, and it's kinda late. Relic and Jumpy chime in with 1 each and make it 5-3 on the player count. Sabe is checking out the B bomb set while the terrorists are holding middle. And Yakin just goes back to pick up the bomb. Stigwow is trying to control middle as good as he can, but he's more or less in a corner. He's cornered. Spitty tries to get the opening frag now. Stick is inching forward and he sees the knee. He now could go for a risky peek, but decides to go for the frag. That's a safe call. And he goes for another one. Nice headshot there onto Relic. Turns around to quickly put down Hydrox to 28 HP. Spitty takes over and gets the frag. It's a 2v2. Expert Gaming making their way back into the round. Yakin now left alone after Sabe got the frag onto Spitty. And Jumpy from CT spawn relieves Flipside and wins the round for them 12-14 in favor of the terrorist squad of Expert Gaming. But that round they just showed that they can never be underestimated. Stigwow and Spitty still got 3 frags out of that 2v5 situation and made me almost get a heart attack. Well, maybe it is the mixture of accents that makes me sound Chinese. And this weapon round will probably determine the outcome of the next 2 rounds, the next round as well, as the team that loses needs to save. And Jumpy doesn't go for that shot that would have made me get a heart attack if he had hit it. Let's see where his counterpart is. He's still in middle. Skippy trying to find his counterpart, but Base in fact gets the frag onto Barsik in the A bomb site. The terrorists are still not committed to the A bomb site fully, but Relic goes down to Skippy at B short. Now the side entrance would be open for the terrorists to take it, but Jumpy is still there in the CT spawn. He gets a frag. Hydrox exchanges bullets with Spitty as Jumpy goes down in the CT spawn. Safe is coming into the bomb site to save the day for Flipside. He needs to pick up 2 more frags and he's on the stairs. He's got a hard task ahead of him. One is sitting at the bomb and one in A apartments. And he doesn't see Stigwow as he was peeking out. Great shot by Stigwow straight into the head, and Expert Gaming is sitting at 3 match points against their Swedish counterparts. And Flipside Tactics need to force the buy. They have a Max 7 in their lineup and a FAMAS on Sabe. the deagle on Hydrox. And that's basically it. Jumpy with the AWP, of course, and Relic with another FAMAS. But Jumpy goes down to the nade of Skippy. Spitty goes to work on the Hydrox, and suddenly it's a 2v4, 2v5 situation. Sabe and Barsic need to work together to save the day for Flipside. And Sabe already got one, but only spotted him. He didn't kill him. While Barsic is still sitting at terrorist spawn, covering the bomb. Actually, this might turn out to be really great if Sabe could pick up 1 or 2 frags. It would be very good for his teammate, and he gets a headshot onto Stick. Wow. Barsic now leaves one to run away with the bomb, but then picks him up from behind. Skippy goes down to a headshot, and he captured himself an AK. He's turning away to find the next frag, and he's firing away onto the head. Just doesn't connect, but now does. Spitty goes down. It's a 2v2. Sabe still working on middle. He disposes of Yakin base, the only one standing for the terrorists to win that match, or make it last a little longer. He's against 2 CTs, and they know where the bomb is. He's only got 30 seconds to find 2 frags and get the plant. The CTs obviously know that, and they are running away already. Great heads up play by Sabe and Barsic to actually reposition themselves to waste even more time on base. And this is really awesome by Flipside Gaming. Yeah, that is my phone. Base still gets the plan, but doesn't get the frag. Barsic, with a 3rd frag of the round, closes it out and makes it 15-13. Flipside Gaming, Flipside Tactics hang on to the game and make me smile, make me really happy. This is awesome to watch. Warum? Nein. Lasst mich ein bisschen Kraut essen. But let's keep it English, guys. Expert Gaming need to save, and Flipside Tactics with the possibility to close the gap even further. 15-14 maybe, if the terrorists won't upset the CTs. And Sabe already firing onto 3. Gets himself 3 frags. Yakin left alone by his squad. Barsic gets him cornered and gets the frag. Great stuff by Flipside. Wait a sec. Flipside make it 15-14. And this is just one round that separates each team from winning that awesome LAN game. It doesn't have too much value anymore, but of course this is the time for them to shine, and they know that there are each vendettas. They know each other too good, and Flipside dispose of 3 terrorists early on in the round. Spitty couldn't get back as well, and Skippy just tries to turn his back to the CTs and run away, but he doesn't manage to do that. Sabe makes it 15-15, and Flipside Gaming prolong that game. Jumpy with 27 frags on the board. On the other side we have Base with 24. And this is overtime. First side, it is what? 1 of 6, best of 3 overtime. And they give themselves a chance of making up for that lost save round they just had in the first half, when they gave away that following the follow-up pistol round. Flipside could win that game against Expert Gaming, even though Expert Gaming was sitting at 3 match points already. The Swedes came back, and Jumpy with the first one. What a fitting player to get the first frag. He did so great for his team and carried them to the comeback. Now he's doing a great job of opening up the bomb site. Sabe seals the deal onto Stick. Wow, another one onto Yakin, and Skippy with a frag onto Sabe. Makes it a 1v4, a 2v4, now 1v4. And now he makes it a 1v3, but then he gets killed by Jumpy, losing track of the kills there a little bit. As Flipside win the first round of the and Spitty opens up the fragging onto save. byoc flames Spitty to death. No, it didn't die. I just muted it for a second. I had to get that. I had to get that phone call. In the first round of this overtime, I was about to say. No, everybody is behind a lot. Let's focus on the game. 3v2 situation in favor of the CTs, but Jumpy goes down to Yakin. This is the time for Expert to equalize the score. Once again, Yakin in a 2v1 situation. Hydrox and Relic. Relic goes down. Hydrox standing with 15 HP. He gets a frag, but the bomb is ticking quite fast already. Hydrox is just trying to defuse it as fast as possible, and he gets the defuse. When the light was flashing, the CTs were thinking Hydrox will be blown to bits. But Flipside win the round nonetheless and make it 17 to 15. What a game. What a game. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, even though I've been casting 8 hours and 20 minutes right now. This is just giving me the creeps. Jumpy with another opening frag on that A apartments. He must have trained that shot so often. It looks so easy on him, and it certainly isn't. 4v5 evolving in favor of Flipside, who are looking at a more or less flawless half-time of the overtime. Hydrox gets the frag onto Stigwau, who was trying to get an inch of sight through that smoke. But Hydrox had the better angle. Stigwau couldn't finish him off, put him down to 46 HP, but that's all he could do. Spitty is down to 8 HP, courtesy of byoc, who now peeks out again to finish off Skippy, and then he goes to work onto Spitty and makes it 18 to 15. Flipside Gaming take the overtime by storm and make it 3 to 0 in the first half of the first overtime. That is really great. And base confirms the lags a little bit. It isn't too much, so it's okay for the players to actually play with it. Let's hope it won't affect the outcome of the match. It is too great to be affected in any way. Flipside Gaming now on the terrorist side. They have put one player at A once again. They go for the same strategy that Expert Gaming used before in one of their Echo rounds. But this time it is Jumpy on the A-bomb side, and you know what Jumpy is up to. Mostly killing opponents. This time he's smoked off and he needs to reposition himself. Going for A main now. And he's stalling his teammates a little bit. They need to wait for him to pick up the frag on A to force the rotation. And maybe get some movement into the CT side. And Jumpy is inching forward, waiting for a CT to expose his position. And Expert Gaming are a little impatient. Now base just jumps out and he overextends, so Jumpy couldn't get the frag anymore. Stigma with another frag onto byoc, but Safe cleans house on the B bomb side. He tries to put down the bomb, but it's not time for that right now. It's still 35 seconds on the clock and 2 CTs up against him. He got 2 frags already. He would need to collect the 4K if he wants to win that round. And he's flashing out into kitchen, trying to get rid of base. but the opening frag and the closing frag go to him, and Flipside lose a match point. Expert Gaming needs to defend themselves from 2 more match points and force a second overtime and prolong that game even more. Make my girlfriend even madder if there's even more mad, probably. And the Swedes go for the B split. 2 from apartments, 3 from short. byoc gets the first one. Stigwow now needs to stand tall for his team. He gets 1. While Skippy got a frag with a nade. He almost got the frag on his teammate, but Skippy is firing across the bomb site from the kitchen, and he got himself 2 frags already and a headshot. No, 3 frags. One was with the AG. He got himself 2 frags and taken. As I say AG, the AG blows off and Hydrox gets killed by that. Expert Gaming prevail and make it 17-18. Only 1 more match point by Flipside Tactics to be defended from. And the Norwegians would force the second overtime, as I wanted to say that Skippy's aim was really on point. He got the headshot as well, even though he didn't kill Hydrox. He put him down to, I think, just 20 HP or something like that. So really great stuff by Expert Gaming, and especially Skippy in that round. Now byoc gets the first one onto base, makes it a 5-4. Flipside is entering the A bomb site through connector. Skippy gets the 1 onto Relic, but Sabe answers back, makes it a 4v3 again. Sabe is down to 10 HP though, and really needs to watch out to not go down to anything that flies around on the map, be it a B or maybe a nade. And the bomb goes down in a 4v3 retake situation. Stigwow, Spitty and Yankin really need to work together. And they entered the bomb site. Spitty and Stigwow coming from the middle. Spitty gets a frag onto Safe, but there are 3 more terrorists to overcome. Jenkin and Spitty fire away onto 1, and they get the frag. Jumpy, the last man standing, he gets covered by Jenkin as the bomb gets defused by Stigwow. Expert Gaming defend 3 match points and return the favor to Flipside Tactics. Make it 18-18 and force the second overtime on DE in Mirage. And it is already 1 PM at Germany. In Germany. I think it's the same time in Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. And they are still showing us really good Counter-Strike Go. Expert Gaming now has the chance to start off on the CT side and get a head start. But as we saw before, the head start isn't necessarily what makes you win the halftime. You can always throw that away in return. And Stigwow on B apartments, unusual position for a B defender to be in. He gets a frag onto Safe. Spitty goes to work onto 2 terrorists and disposes of them. Relic and Hydrox standing on the A bomb side, and they don't know that it's completely free for the terrorists to take. Only 2 CTs in CT spawn, and they could potentially put down the bomb if they smoke themselves up in time. But base is already there with the rotation, and Yankin from CT spawn, I believe, gets the frag on the last one. And Expert Gaming win the first round in the second overtime. 19-18. Jumpy with the first one onto Skippy. Oh my god, this is just... Flipside still trying their luck on the B bomb side. Still almost 500 viewers at 1 PM. At a game that isn't covered on CSGO Lounge. That is simply great, and I thank you for tuning in. That's just the 2 sentences that I wanted to say apart from the game. As base takes out byoc in middle, he makes it a 4v3. Makes it look good for the CTs for now. As Flipside only has got 45 seconds on the clock and they are separated from each other. They could potentially attack the A bomb site from 3 different directions, but there are still 3 CTs covering it. As Hydrox gets decent damage into base, Sape now needs to capitalize on that, but he gives away his position by stomping around, gets a frag onto Spitty, nonetheless now goes down to base. Hydrox the next one to follow onto base's list of people to kill. And Relic now standing alone in the bomb site. He's lost. He's got 31 HP, he's surrounded by CTs. He can't put down the bomb anymore. There's an incendiary nade coming his way as well, and Yankin from the spawn takes him out with the M4A1. And by the way, Yankin is also known as Hip Hopper, if you have wondered who that might be. So somebody's mad at me, I'm sorry for that, if somebody's mad at me. Flipside now go for a desperate buy. They couldn't plant the bomb last round, so they needed to pick up 2 deagles. Jumpy and basic. Probably, well, Jumpy is working on his own once again, trying to get a frag in the middle, but the rest of the squad are actually in the A bomb site where Base is picking up the first frag. Now Basic answers back with a headshot of the deal. Spitty though from short takes out Jumpy, who was rotating into middle, and it's a 3v4 in favor of the CTs. The incendiary nade will not really slow them down that much, it's completely wasted, but Skippy and Spitty work together with the AWP and the M4A4 to get the last 2 frags. And Expert Gaming make it 21-18. Once again, the CTs win the overtime flawlessly. And I just needed something to drink real quick. For the second half of the second overtime in this awesome matchup in the DreamHackSummer 2014 Bring Your Own Computer Qualifier final between Expert Gaming and Flipside. The Norwegians against the Swedes, and they have traded blows back and forth. Jumpy and Sape trade 2 to the terrorists and make it a 5v3 early on in the round. Another one follows by Basic, and Sape finishes the deal, makes it a flawless round for Flipside. And what a nice round to start into that overtime. Losing not a single player on the CT side, always a great feat to have, not only if you're looking at the economy, but also on the momentum. And Flipside obviously needs a lot of that to win 3 rounds in a row, and they have just collected their first. Let's see what Expert Gaming has in mind for us. They have one at A main. This will be Stigwow. They've got Yankin working on the A apartments. Spitty is covering short, and one is coming from the underpass, while the last man, Skippy, will be the reinforcer on B short. And they have left the bomb at B apartments. Let's see if they end up picking it up or if they leave it for the CTs. Yankin and Base though, 2v5 situation with nice fragging on the B bomb side. Now Stigwow goes down on A. And yeah, finally Base picked up the bomb, and they are on their way to the B bomb site, but it might be a little too slow. If Skippy gets picked off, no he doesn't. He gets a frag onto Basic, and Expert Gaming sit at a 1v4 situation. Flipside needs to pick it up. Relic is the last man standing for them, and he knows that there's one player already waiting for him. He needs to push through the flames, into the smoke, into a flash, back into the flames, into a nade, and he goes down. Flipside Tactics make the second place in this awesome Bring Your Own Computer Qualifier. And this was it for today. I have casted 8.5 hours, so I thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that game. It was awesome to watch, and I thank Flipside Tactics and Expert Gaming to actually play that long and do their best and not give up on each other. That is one of the most important things in